Hey you, do you want some code?
I want to create a quick video to demonstrate how what we just learned applies to different programming languages. For example, you may be familiar with executable files that have exe extension, especially if you used Windows before. When you double-click a file with exe extension, the code starts running and the application launches. The exe extension signifies there is an executable file. Most of the time, these exe files are created using C++. You write your code in C++ and then you compile it into exe file. To compile your C++ file and generate an executable program, you can use a command like g++ your program.cpp. This will create a SQ file that contains the compiled machine code. When you double-click this file, your program will run because it has been compiled. On the other hand, when you see a language like Java, it utilizes something called the Java Virtual Machine, JVM. The JVM compiles or interprets your code into bytecode, which is then executed by the JVM. This is where the concept of write once, run everywhere for Java comes from. However, it's important to note that the bytecode is not the native machine code. Most computers cannot understand bytecode directly. They can only understand machine code. To execute bytecode, you need software such as virtual machine or a JavaScript engine. You cannot double-click on a bytecode file and run it without an engine or a JavaScript machine. Now, based on what you've learned, let me ask you a question. Is JavaScript an interpreted language? You may have heard this statement before, but now that you have more knowledge, is JavaScript truly an interpreted language? Well, initially when JavaScript was first introduced, there were JavaScript engines like SpiderMonkey created by Brendan Eich that interpreted JavaScript into bytecode. These engines were able to run inside our browsers and instruct our computers on what to do. However, things have evolved since then. We don't solely rely on interpreters. We also use compilers to optimize JavaScript code. So it's common misconception when someone says that JavaScript is an interpreted language. Yes, there is some truth to it, but it actually depends on the implementation. It is possible to create a JavaScript engine that only compiles the code. By the way, this concept also applies to languages like Python. Python can be compiled or interpreted, and it can even be interpreted through something like the Java Virtual Machine. It all depends on the specific implementation. So, the next time someone tells you, hey, JavaScript is an interpreted language, you can sound knowledgeable and priceless by saying, well, not technically, it depends on the implementation. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.